What's up, Bulls Nation? It's the Bloody Horns podcast. I'm your host, Justin, here to give you the daily content. So we're going to talk about Coby White today. There's no other way to cut it, guys. I'm the biggest Coby White fan in the world, but he's struggling. He's in a slump right now. And there's a lot of people on Bulls Twitter who've been waiting for this moment. That section of Bulls Twitter that before the season was saying Coby White is not a starting point guard, that section of Bulls Twitter that was saying the Bulls should not re-sign him this offseason, that section of Bulls Twitter that was begging for a Coby White trade, they're getting loud right now. You know, those dudes, they've been rooting for Coby White to fail probably since we drafted him, and it's kind of hard to understand why. But the last 2 to 3 weeks, that section of Bulls Twitter kind of had to shut the fuck up as Coby's game, kept growing and growing, and he was carrying the Bulls. But you can tell based on what they're saying the last couple of days that those dudes have been stewing. Those dudes have been waiting for a moment like this to jump back on the Coby White sucks bandwagon. And I'm here to tell you guys that there's nothing to panic about right now. Number one, we're talking about 3 games here, guys. It's an 82-game season. It's a long season. Everybody in the NBA goes through slumps. Luka Doncic is going to have 3 bad games in a row. Jason Tatum will have 3 bad games in a row. And I'm not comparing Coby White to those caliber of players. Kobe's been better this year. I'm all aboard the Coby White all-star, Coby White most improved player bandwagon, but he ain't that caliber player yet. But the point is, even the best players go through these kind of slumps. It's only been 3 games. Some people are acting like it's been 10 games. It's only been 3 games, guys. Calm down. Just 4 games ago against San Antonio, he had a damn good game. Nobody was saying anything. So it's been 3 games. There's a lot of things we could blame it on. He does have a sprained wrist, but he had been dealing with that in the hot streak. What I think it is personally, I think that the defenses he's facing now are totally keyed in on stopping him. His whole career, he's never really had to deal with that before. There's a lot of things we got to keep in mind when we talk about Coby White. Number one, this is the first year that he's really come in and known he's going to be the starting point guard. You could say maybe his second year too, but that team was dog shit. Nobody expected them to do anything. It's totally different when you come into, year 5 for Coby, and you're surrounded by Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, veterans like Torrey Craig, Javon Carter, those kind of guys. It's different when you're stepping into that, knowing you're going to be the starting point guard of that kind of unit versus his second year when he was stepping in and we had like Denzel Valentine and Wendell Carter and just a bunch of garbage players, just a bunch of young players. So this is his first year really having to deal with that pressure, and it brings about a whole bunch of challenges. Last year, he was just trying to prove that he was still an NBA rotational player. The years before that, he was just trying to prove that he had a spot in a now crowded backcourt with Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, Ayo Dosunmu, et cetera, et cetera. So this year is his first year dealing with the starting point guard role on a veteran team like this. And I think he's handled it great. And now, not only is he having to adjust to being the starting point guard on a veteran team, but now he's having to adjust to having defenses zone in on him, defenses key in on him. The start of the year, defenses were keyed in on DeMar. They were keyed in on Zach LaVine. They were keyed in on Nikola Vucevic. And then Zach LaVine goes out. Defenses were keyed in on DeMar, and that's when we all started begging DeMar, move the ball, man, move the ball, move the ball. Stop being so ISO heavy. Stop holding it so much. In the last couple games, we saw him move that ball more. It was getting out of his hands a lot more, and defenses saw that Coby White is a problem. Now, the last 3 games, you're watching it, you can tell that defenses are zoned in on Coby White. You could see by how they had Nembhard playing him physical, full court pressing last night. They were denying Coby the ball. The word is out that you got to be physical with Coby. The word is out that you can't give him an inch of space because, yes, he's a deadly shooter, but even more, he has deadly speed. He will blow past you. He will get to the rim. And that is one thing I have liked about Coby these last couple of games is the three-point shot isn't falling, but he's still shooting it, which you need to do. You can't just abandon your three-point shot. You got to keep defenses honest. But then he's taking it into his own hands and getting to the rim and getting to the free throw line. So we're seeing the evolution of Coby here, and evolution isn't always smooth. Evolution is bumpy, and it's going to be bumpy for the next couple games. It's going to take Coby probably 3 to 4 more games to figure out what to do when defenses zone in on him. Now, the bright spot is you saw Patrick Williams last night, and that dude, he took some pressure off Coby. Patrick Williams came to play last night. If we get Patrick Williams stepping up like that, that's going to keep defenses way more honest and change how they have to guard Coby White. DeMar DeRozan, I'm looking at you. You got to step up now. The defenses, it appears from watching the games, like obviously DeMar DeRozan is still a focus of the opposing defenses, but it definitely appears like they are shadowing more towards Coby White, which means DeMar DeRozan is going to have more opportunities to get his. And in that first quarter last night, I thought you really saw that. I thought you saw DeMar get some quick, easy buckets, get to his spots. In my podcast last week, I said DeMar's going to ISO, but we need to get those ISOs to be quick decision ISOs, get a shot or a pass up within 5 seconds. We saw that at the start of the game last night, and he had a really good first quarter. Then he kind of tailed off. So if we want Coby White to kind of work through this, we need DeMar to get a little more aggressive out there. We need DeMar to kind of take over. If the defenses are going to focus on Coby White, that's an ample opportunity for DeMar DeRozan to get his. So Coby's going to figure it out. Keep in mind, this kid is still only 23 years old. This is still his first year as the starting point guard of a veteran team. And these last 10 to 15 games without Zach LaVine, they're the first time in Coby White's career he's been handed the car keys and told, just go. So anybody expecting Coby to keep up that pace that he had for those 10 games, you're out of your mind. There were going to be speed bumps. There were going to be things we had to work through. It's not a bad sign at all. If anything, it's a good sign. We want to see what he looks like when he's facing this more scrutiny and more pressure and more attention from the defenses. Can he be a starting point guard who can overcome those challenges? I haven't lost any faith in Coby White. Neither should you. But that's all I got for you guys today when it pertains to Coby White. We just got to keep believing in the kid, keep riding the kid. I saw people on Twitter who were calling for Coby White to get the ball less, for his minutes to go down. We can't do that, man. We gotta keep riding him through this. We gotta keep helping him through this and hope that he grows, hope that he evolves through this. So if you guys are not subscribing, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all of you. If you're not following on Twitter yet, it's @HornsBloody. Throw me a follow. Let's talk hoops. The Bulls are back tomorrow against the Sixers. I'll have the 5 keys to victory tomorrow morning for you guys. Take it easy, Bulls fans.